Morning. It's the start of a new week here on Sports Today, but our procedure here doesn't change. Our start to the week doesn't change. We start every week, every morning here by bringing you the very latest from the world of sport. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing here as well over the course of the next couple of minutes, just bringing you up to speed in case you missed out on some footballing action over the weekend and in specific over the last 12 to 16 hours. I'm right here to bring you all the very latest. I've also got a copy of the Hindustan Times with me just to tell you what exactly is it that the papers are carrying this morning. But let's start with a couple of things that must be on your mind. First, of course, is the squad selection. The squad selection, remember, for the Asia Cup will take place tomorrow. That's what highly credible sources and newspapers are also suggesting at the moment, that tomorrow you're looking at the squad announcement to take place. And the one thing that I've picked up from the various reports that are doing the rounds is, in fact, two of them that I'd like to bring your attention to. Let's talk about the first bit over here, and that's the conundrum. While it is believed that of the 15 players that will be named, 14 names are pretty much zeroed in on. The Indian team doesn't want to move away from the squad that it had been playing with over the last year and a half, and that also means that perhaps Shubman Gill may find it difficult to enter the squad. But more on that in just a bit. Focusing on the 14, it's pretty much going to be the players that we've seen play for India in T20 cricket for a while now. That's number one. Number two, as far as that 15 spot is concerned, there are a few players doing the rounds, or a few names doing the rounds. But I want to talk about the one battle, and that's between Shreyas Iyer and then there is a Washington Sundar as well. These two appear to be the front runners of the four players that are in the fray for that last spot. It appears to be that these two are vying for that last spot. Now, that is solely going to depend on what exactly is it that the Indian selectors want, and what is it that the management also asks. What is it that they think they need? Do they need an out and out batter, or do they need an all-rounder? That is something that needs to be fixed. Otherwise, there is a Rinku Singh and a Ryan Parag as well, who managed to find their name for that last available slot. However, the two names that are front runners, Washington Sundar and Shreyas Iyer, both have their credentials as well. If you look at recent past, there is of course Washington Sundar, who batted well, remember, in the IPL, and not only that, he was whatever he was asked to do, play at a quick pace as well, especially as we saw on a couple of occasions. Play with the tail as well in England. He did all of that. So there is Washington Sundar, and then there is Shreyas Iyer, who's made it now to IPL finals with different franchises in a row now. So that there is Shreyas Iyer as well. How do you let go of his batting heroics as well and captaincy heroics? That is something that the selectors will need to look at very quickly before I look at the papers as well and tell you what exactly is it that the papers are saying this morning. There is also the conversation happening that perhaps Shubman Gill may not necessarily be in the Asia Cup squad. For that, two reasons. One, when you look at the team that was playing prior to this whole test, the whole test series and the IPL, Shubman Gill was not in the scheme of things. It was Abhishek Sharma and Sanju Samson that you had gone in with, and Yashasvi Jaiswal was the backup. So at the moment, the belief is that you don't want to break something that needs fixing, so or fix something that isn't broken, beg your pardon over there for slipping up with the idiom. But that essentially is the feeling that I'm getting at the moment, that you don't want to fix something that's not broken. And Yashasvi Jaiswal was the backup opener, let him be there. Shubman Gill, perhaps because things become tricky, he's now the captain of the test side as well. If you have him in the squad, then playing him almost becomes a by default option, and that would mean then further making changes. Maybe then a Tilak Verma doesn't make it to the side, because you will perhaps then have Samson bad at 3 or somewhere else to make place for a Shubman Gill, because you will need a wicketkeeper batter. So that's what I'm picking as far as the squad update is concerned. The squad announcement, yet again, if you're joining us right now, is expected to take place tomorrow. So be with us tomorrow as we break down all of those updates, and we bring you the very latest as well. Let me also take a look at what is it that the papers carry this morning. There is, of course, the talk about, while I was just looking at it, take a look at this. There's obviously the talk about who exactly is it that will make it to the squad in terms of the fast bowling options. There is Arshdeep, there's Hardik, there is Avesh Khan as well. Jasprit Bumrah, remember, we've already told you here that Jasprit Bumrah has made himself available for the Asia Cup. And if he's there, India are used to playing. At times, we've seen India play, in fact, just with the one pacer, out and out pacer, and a Hardik Pandya. Let's see what is it that the Indian team goes for at the moment. But the key pacers, as per the Hindustan Times, are Arshdeep Singh, Hardik Pandya, and these are pacers minus Jasprit Bumrah, obviously. Arshdeep Singh, Hardik Pandya, Avesh Khan, Mukesh Kumar, and Shivam Dubey also manages to make it as far as contenders are concerned. Right up there in terms of the wickets is Arshdeep Singh with 20 wickets against his name in the 38.3 overs that he has bowled. I also want to talk about a little bit of tennis. This is about Carlos Alcaraz and Yannick Sinner again making it to another final. This time it's the Cincinnati Open. It will take place India time 12:30 a.m. Tonight. So do go ahead and watch that match as well. We will be obviously bringing you the update in tomorrow's morning wrap in this particular match. Again, it's a rematch of the two finals that in recent times that we've seen between these two guys. The doors are open for Sunil Chhetri. That's something that we've already done a story on. So watch that on Sports Day. Khalid Jamal, beg your pardon, Khalid Jamil, the new Indian head coach, has said that for Sunil Chhetri, because we're only looking at this as a preparation camp, there are qualifiers ahead. That is when you'll see Sunil Chhetri, and Chhetri, the doors are still open for him. Nothing like the doors being shut on Sunil Chhetri. And so Neeraj Chopra has, by the way, just in case you missed that, has qualified for the Diamond League final. He did not participate on this weekend's Diamond League meet, which took place in Poland. It was in Silesia. He didn't take part in that, but nonetheless, it's an aggregate score that is looked at, and then you make it to the final. And Neeraj Chopra has, in fact, made it to the final. The participation in the Brussels leg of the August 22 meet that will take place is not yet known as far as Neeraj Chopra is concerned. However, he's already booked a place in the Diamond League final. That's what the Hindustan Times says. And yeah, very quickly, an update on what happened in the Premier League. It was Manchester City who day before clinched a very comfortable 4-0 victory. The headline match from the opening weekend was obviously the one that you see over here, Arsenal versus Manchester United. That was the biggest billing of the weekend, and as was the case in terms of fate for United. No change in fate because they ended up losing the match. However, narrowly, and I saw that match, I can give you my 2 cents on that particular match. United looked much better than the team that we saw in the previous season, and that's what Ruben Amorim also said after the match got over. In fact, if you ask me, not always is a result a fair reflection of what happened in the match, and this is no bias coming from me. Just if you ask anyone who watched the game, United were in far greater control. In fact, not too many opportunities were Arsenal allowed to create as well. Yes, credit to them for defending diligently and holding the defensive shape. But that goal was a silly goal to concede for Manchester United. It was the keeper's error that resulted in Calafiori. He was stationed right at the far post, and he was at the goal line over there where the ball just looped onto him and he headed it home. But otherwise, Arsenal didn't create a lot of chances. United in far greater control. They were good going forward as well. In fact, I was reading somewhere that United created in excess of 20 opportunities going forward, and that is the most that they've done since that famous 8-2 victory against Arsenal, and that happened a decade back. Nearly a decade back, in fact more than a decade back it happened. So positive signs for United. The two new signings were there as well. The Sheshko also was brought in right towards the end, but it was Brian Mbeumo who looked very good going forward. Quite a lot of the chances were with him. Matheus Cunha, the other new signing, was very good in the second half of the match. He made some splendid runs going forward. So United fans have some hope. It was a positive display from Manchester United on the opening week, and they'll hope for better results going forward. So that's it, guys, as far as the morning wrap is concerned. And be with us. It's just the start of the day yet. So plenty more coming your way, and subscribe to Sports Day if you haven't done so already.